Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Alexa, what is the date?
It's Thursday, November 3rd.
Good. And Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:10 a.m.
Six.
Have a good morning, Edward.
Okay. And Alexa, what is the weather?
In Amargosa Valley, it's 41 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can look for intermittent clouds with a high of 55 degrees and a low of 32 degrees.
Aha, getting down to freezing. I came out this morning and there was some water out there. Interesting. Okay, so here we are at 1 minute. 1 minute in, and what are we doing here? Well, I'm waiting for people to join. Somebody's joined. 2 people have joined. Hunch is it's Chris, Charlene, and Diana. Okay. What are we doing here? Trying to help you people get from point A to point B, where point B is better. This is Thriving Warriors Department of Career Services. Good morning, Todd. Todd is here. Probably Todd and Charlene then, maybe not. Oh, Diana Crowley. Good morning, Diana. Good. And Charlene, good morning, people. So somewhere on your screen, it's on my actual screen. Nope. Somewhere on your screen, there should be a thumbs up button to click. I will help you find it. Maybe it's when it's done. But anyway, here we are. We're now almost at 2 minutes. We're here to help you get from point A to point B, where point B is better. Better. B is better. How do we do that? Well, we start with this morning podcast. Think of it as the point of the spear. It is me trying to motivate you. Problems, me trying to motivate you to do more than just watch this video, to click on the link in the description below for the motivational video that I listen to and take notes. Take notes, make sure you have your pen, paper. I take notes to intrigue, compel, motivate you to click on the link to watch that video. We also have a link to our online course, which I recommend you share with other people, get other people to do that. We have a link to the TED Talk video that goes along with where we are in our 4-week basic training course. This is week 4, day 4. We're still on Ignatius of Loyola and Stoicism. We also have information, telephone numbers, and links to other services we provide to our members, things like housing, clothing, food, hygiene, transportation, job skills training. We have career employment and foundational employment. And more than that, there is the transcript of Seth Godin's daily blog post, something he's been doing for perhaps more than 20 years. And they're compelling because they're under the theme of people like us do things like that. Our theme is what? Our theme is it's simple, ... Little breadcrumbs, bleep, 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 little breadcrumbs to follow to get from point A to point B. And our theme is it's simple. You want to get to point B? You want a better life? It's simple. And today, stay hungry. Now, when we say stay hungry, we don't really mean physically hungry, though that's not a bad idea either. What we mean by stay hungry is something that how Tony Robbins described it in the video at about 2 minutes, a little bit after 2 minutes. Most people are hungry until they make a certain amount of money, and then they get comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not about the money. It's not about the business. It's about your growth, because every one of us either grows or dies. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? I say one word, progress. Progress equals happiness, because achieving a goal feels good for how long? A week, a month, 3 months. And then there needs to be something else. And for the reason the reason for something else is because you got to grow. The only thing that I think people should fear is standing still. So I've often said that. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me go back. Oh yeah, here we go. What's the most important key to, so disregard everything I said before this. Okay, what's the most important key to success? I think it's hunger. It's not getting satisfied. A hunger that doesn't go, a hunger to learn, a hunger to grow, a hunger to serve, a hunger to give, a hunger to create breakthroughs. Most people are hungry until they make a certain amount of money. Okay, so that's stay hungry. A hunger to learn, to grow, to serve, to give, to create breakthroughs. Okay, that is at 2 minutes, 1 minute and 58 seconds. Okay. Another thought from today's video. It's what you make of it. Nothing is good or bad in itself. It's what you make of it. Get rid of the misery. Somebody gave a thumbs up. Cool. Great. Somebody figured out how to do it. The next moment, there only exists as a thought in our heads. There is no next moment. It's just a thought in our heads. It's an idea. Because when you get to the next moment, what is it? The present. So let's keep it framed that way. The next moment is just a thought in our head, and it's important to have the next moment, but it's only a thought in our head. It's not a reality. Okay, moving along, because time is racing. We're at 7:26. This week again is leadership. This is week 4. Don't crash the car. Don't crash the car on the way to Successville. So you need to know what your version of Successville is. We know what it is for Todd's. We know what it is for Charlene. I know what it used to be for Diana, and it probably still is. What is your version of Successville? What is your vision of Successville? First, you need to know that, because if you don't know what Successville looks like and where it is, how are you going to get there? So to get there, you need to have certain tools. And for our thing on this journey, we're using a car, the metaphor of a car, not a boat, not a plane, not a train. We're using the metaphor of a car to help us get to Successville. So what do we need to know? We need to know how to drive the car, but more important than that, we need to know how the car operates. Because you could have the greatest car in the world. Let's say it's a Lamborghini. If you don't know how to drive it, what's going to happen? Nothing good. Right. Nothing good is going to happen. So you need to know how to drive the car, but you need to know how the car works. Because if something goes wrong, you need to take care of the car. Because if you don't take care of the car, what's not going to happen? You're not going to get to Successville. So week 1, intro and orientation. Where are we going? What are we doing? I need to get to Successville. What is it? Where is it? Got to figure that out. Week 2, how do we drive the car? And what is a car? How do we drive the car? How does our brain work? How can we dial in who we need to be right now? How do we do that? That's week 2. Week 3, I need people in the car. I need to get people to help me get there. I can't do it on my own. And this is something I think Todd has been learning, reaching out to people who can actually help, not just people to pat on the back and commensurate with you. Yeah, that's important to motivate you, but you also need people to help you. Todd reached out. His attorneys are helping him. Okay, we're trying to help him. The Tuesday night fellowship people are there to help. So you need to get people in your car, and it has to be the right people. Because what if you get the wrong people in your car? They're going to hack into your cell phone and take all your money. Not good, not good plan. Okay, next, and in week 4 is now that I have my car, I know how to drive my car, I know how my car works, I know where I'm going, I've got my people in the car to help me get there. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Somebody tell me, what do I need to do? Hello, knock, 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 knock. Is anyone there? What do I need to do? I need to not crash the car. So sometimes it's better to not do these videos on your phone, to do it on an actual thing where you have a keyboard. And it's easy to type stuff in, because I know it's hard to do it on a Chromebook, on a cell phone. But anyway, I need to not crash the car. And what's going to happen? I will probably get there unless some external event happens. Asteroid comes down, crash, boom, everyone's dead. I don't need to worry about that, because then it'll be good, because I will have gone to heavenly bliss. All right, we're at 11:29 in. Let's see what Seth Godin's words of wisdom are today. Fair and square. Fair and square. Fair is often in the eye of the beholder. What you think is fair might depend upon where you are in the transaction. Losers tend to think an outcome is more unfair than winners do. But square. Square. There's the rub. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly off to others we know not of. But square, the thing about square is that everyone can agree on that part. If something is fair and square, then the loser can't concur with the winners, because square isn't relative. The secret is simple. The secret is simple. If the calculations look the same regardless of what you're rooting for, then you found the method. The outcome should be unrelated to the method. The secret is simple. If the calculations look the same regardless of what you're rooting for, then you found the method. I've got to contemplate that. Not sure what that means. How do you make it square? If the calculations look the same, regardless of what you're rooting for. Well, okay. That's a little bit deeper than my ability to conceive. But, okay, good. Diana came up with the answer. Good. All right. Well, the Seth Godin one, the good news is it's in the notes down below. You can contemplate that yourself. I'm not quite clear on what it means. I can figure it out, but not right now in the short time we have allotted to us. And we are at 1346. So, a quick talk about week 4, day 4. Once again, Loyola. So we're talking about how to not crash the car. And it's getting the people in the car to help me as I need it. They might need to help me navigate. They might need to help keep me awake. They might need to hand me food. They might need to take over driving for a while. Who knows? There's a lot of things that the people I need help doing. They might need to fill up the car, wash the windows, whatever, because we're a team, and teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, so we learned about crisis leadership, pure leadership, and now we're spending the bulk of the week on practical leadership. And our guide for that is Ignatius of Loyola. Why? Because he's a guy who lived through much of what we're going through. So he's a good role model. He's a good role model, and he's also a good bridge to spirituality. And for us, that is simply the thing that's going to pick you up when you get knocked down and you will get knocked down. It could be the vision of your kids, making them proud, or your grandchildren, or your dead parents, or your alive parents, or your family, or your friends, or who. A lot of things. It could be the coach. But one sure thing would be faith in Jesus Christ our Lord. And Loyola is a great bridge to that as well, because he was a spiritual person who got knocked down pretty very badly. Psychologists, psychiatrists would say he maybe came close to a mental breakdown, the way he was living in a cave, scourging himself at night, punishing himself for sins that he had committed, not forgiving himself. His health was declining, physical and mental health was declining, spending massive amounts of time in prayer and contemplation, seeking a way out into the future, a way to atone for his sins and to help other people have a better life. And then one day it happened as he was staring into the Cardenar River, and that became his goal, his vision, his mission, what he was compelled to do. And then he went out and did it. And he stayed hungry, literally and metaphorically. He stayed hungry, and he just kept pursuing it. And so on our metaphor of the car, so he is out there figuring out how to get the car. He gets the car, figures out how to run the car, where Successville is, and then he starts recruiting people, and whammo, the authorities once again threatened to crush him, his dream. The evil side, came the dark side. So he had to start over, go back to school, learn Latin with kids, go to university. He's out there, gets in trouble, moves here, moves there. Finally, he finds the people to get in his car, where he's at the University of Paris, Xavier and Peter Faber. And now he's no longer a lone nut. He's got first followers, and they bring in more followers. And then eventually good things start happening, but they stay hungry. They're moving the car to Successville. The car is getting bigger. It's like a Indian bus, a bus in India, where you fill up all the seats, then you fill up the aisles, then you start putting people on the top of the thing, riding along and hanging out the doors and doing all kinds of stuff, because it's on the way to Successville. So he did that. About 500 years later, what he started is now probably the largest education system in the world, with more schools in more places than anywhere, 28 universities in the United States. I think there's about almost 50 or 43 in India, all over the world, etc. And he started out as a guy much like each of us. So with that, let's move on to the last part, which is what, Diana or Charlene? Good morning, Richard.
Morning.
It is our Navy SEAL Maxim. So what is the main breadcrumb bleep that we use to get from point A to point B? Well, just try to make yesterday as the only easy day. Whoops, not good. Make yesterday as if you strive so that yesterday was the only easy day, that's going to keep you walking up the path to point B, and B is better. So how do we do that? Okay, Charlene, I found it. Yesterday was the only easy day. Yesterday was the only easy day. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah, that's the easiest way to make yesterday is the only easy day, is get comfortable being uncomfortable. Walking up a hill all day is not necessarily comfortable, especially if you're pushing yourself at a pace that is what? Not comfortable. Diana, yes, don't compare yourself to others. Let's see, maybe Todd one day will chime in with something, but you got to write these things down, Todd. Charlene can help you. Have plan A. Yes, plan A with what? Plan A with C5 additive. Make your plan concise, clear, compelling, something, and Consistent, consistent and committed. Yes. Clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and be committed. And let's see, what else? Okay, they're coming in. Henry Smith, be positive. No, it's not about being positive. That's not how you make yesterday the only easy day. But you can keep going. I think that would be persistent, Todd. I think persistent is the word you're looking for. Be persistent. Do what you do, Todd. You don't give up. You keep moving forward. You were struggling with the walker. Now you don't have the walker. Right. Clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and committed. Charlene, yes. Be more samurai. Karate chop chop. And with that, can somebody say and cut?
And cut.
And cut. And someone else out there. Okay. And cut.